So I had a bit of a scary experience as I was driving my daughter to school this morning. Her and another girl from her class were in the car, and I feel totally fine. There's nothing wrong with me. I was driving, and all of a sudden I couldn't breathe. I couldn't. I was literally like, when you're like gasping, you're trying to get air, and I probably tried about 3 times, and my whatever's called my air duct was just completely restricted. And it's like one of those moments where you have so many thoughts in like literally a matter of 3 seconds. Am I going to breathe? I was in the fast lane, so I'm so proud of my response because I was so calm. I was trying to gasp for air, and I was like indicating to go to the middle lane to then go to the right lane, because I'm like, if I'm going to crash, if I'm going to pass out because I can't breathe, I want to at least be in the slow lane and to the side. And with kids in the car, and it was just a moment where, like, how fleeting life can be, right? And when I finally took a breath, it was like, it was restricted still, but it was like that kind of, literally the breath of life. They always say that, like, the divine source, God, creator, is in the stillness at the end of the exhale. And it was like I was in that stillness because there was nothing. There was no air there. And the first thing that I heard when I started breathing was, "Are you grateful for life now?" And it's like, yeah. Because I'm not going to lie, there's so many times where I say, I don't want to be here. This isn't a home for me. A lot of the time, I don't necessarily enjoy this realm, especially as it is now. What I know it can be, which is truth and love and harmony and community and collaboration and living from the heart. Yes, that's really what I feel like my mission is. And what's crazy is this morning I was in meditation, and I keep on asking, just like, please show me what my mission is. And I feel like I am in my mission, and that really is to, like, be in love. But I was even holding myself to account of, like, what about the times that you get angry at people, or you get annoyed, or you get irritable? And I know myself to be this really kind, compassionate person, and I know what it feels like when I'm really in my heart and it's really expanded, and there's a kindness and there's a softness and there's a gentleness. And I also know when I can get like around people, and like, what they either did or didn't do that felt either disrespectful or unthoughtful or uncaring or whatever. But I felt this morning in my meditation, it's like there's an edge to it, there's an edginess to the way that I am. And in those moments, and I don't judge it. I've known it's like, okay, this is part of my human self, but really what I'm wanting is to just like to really, really come in to that heart space and live in that space as much as possible, like always. That's really what I want to do, And so it's like, yeah, just, even if something bothers you or upsets you, or maybe somebody did do something that was really unthoughtful and, not maybe malicious, but just wasn't in their consciousness or in their capacity to think in that way. Like, can I just still be like soft and kind and compassionate? And I know this seems like a tangent, but it's like, there's nothing like a moment where you think that might be it. I might be popping off. And it's different to, like, when you're really sick, sometimes you think I might be dying. You feel so ill, you think I'm dying, but you kind of know logically you're going to make it through. It's going to be okay. But when you literally can't take a breath, and we have to have breath in order to live, like when you literally think that might be it, that might be my last breath and I might be popping off, it really puts things into perspective, It's like I've got 2 kids in the car and my daughter, and so humbling, and the body is just so weird sometimes. Like, why does it all of a sudden why does that happen? I'm well, I'm not sick, I don't have a cold, I don't have anything, And I'm sitting up. It's not like sleep apnea where you're lying down or something like that, but I'm sitting up. So it's just, I take it as a moment of like, okay, even if it's freaking hard to be here sometimes, you know, even if it's just like, it feels sometimes like a really ugly place to be because of how humans can treat one another. And I will always lean towards feeling that humans are actually innately beautiful, kind, compassionate, heartfelt beings, but the malevolent energies that are on this planet that manipulate people into fear and greed and competition, like that's what we're eradicating via being in heart, via being in love, because that is the most powerful, potent energy that exists in all of existence. It's love. It's unconditional love. And so it just feels all the more when you have moments like that. And it's like this goes by like that. Life goes by in a millisecond. It's a dream, right? We wake up after this and we're like, oh, that was like I was gone 5 seconds, right? We got to live in heart. We got to live in love. The rest is just such a waste of time. And the other day I was really reflecting upon, like, I'm bored of this cycle of humanity, of just more war and still more division. And because that's what they will always create, right? That's the realm and dimension and frequency that they live in, is to always create division, fear, hatred, death, really, right? Because they're not living from a source of light. So I was just feeling bored with it. And it's like, we need to move on. We need to close this cycle, you know, the Kali Yuga cycle. And really, we're ready to evolve. So I feel grateful to be breathing. I'm grateful and proud that I was so chilled. You know, and I'm like, okay, this might be it. This might be my last moment on the motorway of all places. And just a reminder of like, okay, be grateful. Even when it's hard, be grateful. Even when it sucks, be grateful. And always, always return to love and appreciation and heart, because heart is the portal. Heart is going to take us to where all of us want, no matter what it is that you're wanting. What you're wanting at the end of the day is peace and love. And the only way to access that is through love and through heart. Through heart is what I meant to say. So that's the message for me. And can we be grateful for this life, even if it appears to be a shit show? So thank you for listening. Thank you for being in my world. I'm just going to take it very easy today and be grateful for being able to breathe. It's really scary, especially when you're in a moving car. So yeah, thank you for hearing. Loving you all from afar.